Hey there, movie fans. Welcome to shelf 7 of my Blu-ray collection. Now this is going to be a longer video than the previous ones because this is a longer shelf. So let's do this. Starting off with the Halloween box set. And here we have the Digibook of Hamlet by Kenneth Branagh. And we have some Hammer box set. This is from Germany. And then here we have, the ones from Indicator, Volume 1, Volume 2, Criminal Intent. This is Fair Warning. And here we have Volume 3, Blood and Terror. Of course, Volume 4 is coming out very soon. The Handmaiden, Hanging for Django, also known as a noose for Django, not a loose. Hangmen Also Die, Hannah, Hannibal, The Happiness of the Katakuris by Takashi Miike, Happy Birthday to Me is another film by Miike. This is his take on Harikiri, his remake of Harikiri, Death of a Samurai. A great black comedy from Korea, A Hard Day. Hard Target. Hard Times, also known as The Street Fighter. Hardcore. Hardware. Harry Brown. Harvey, this is such a lovely movie. Heshet, director's cut. Here we have The Hateful Eight, The Haunting, Haywire, He Walked by Night, Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood, Headshot, Heat, Heaven Knows, Mr. Ellison, Heavy Mental, the movie, the first movie actually. The second one was the Heineke Kidnapping with Rutger Hauer. It's much better than the Anthony Hopkins version, if you ask me. Hell or High Water, fantastic film, this one. Hellboy. Hellboy 2, this comes with the meticulous slip, as you can see there. Sorry about the glare, by the way. Henri Joyce Clouseau's Inferno, which is a documentary about a film that was never completed with Romy Schneider. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Hero. Hidalgo. High Noon, I am getting the Eureka version. High Tension. Highway to Hell. The Hills of Ice, and yes, I am also getting The Hills of Ice Part 2. I heard bad things about it, but hey, maybe it's so bad it's good, that kind of a deal. This is the remake of the original, The Hills of Ice, unrated. The Hired Hand with Peter Fonda, who recently passed away. A History of Violence. The Hitchhiker by Ida Lupino. I'm also getting the Ida Lupino box set, which includes this movie. The Hobbit. This is the theatrical version. This is the Digibook. And then here we have the extended version. Oh no, excuse me. This is the theatrical version of The Desolation of Smaug. This is the extended version of the first one, An Unexpected Journey. And this is the second one, and then we have The Battle of the Five Armies, the extended version. Hobo with a Shotgun, also with Hauer. The Hole, Hollow Man, Holy Mountain by Alejandro Jodorowsky, Hombre with Paul Newman, great western. This is a classic, Home Alone. I cannot believe that Disney is actually going to remake this. Why would you remake this movie? Anyway, Home Alone 2. They're probably going to remake this one as well. Homesman by Tommy Lee Jones. Hook. Hooper with Burt Reynolds. Horror Express. The Horrors of Malformed Men. The Horse Soldiers. The Horseman. Very tough, brutal Australian revenge film. The Host. Hot Fuzz. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Another brutal Australian movie, The Hounds of Love. It's very brutal, but brilliant as well. Up here we have The House That Dripped Blood, Amicus film, and we have the House box set with all 4 of the movies. Part 4 was terrible. The first one is great, of course, but the second one was actually not that bad. The 3 was okay, but 4, Jesus, that was terrible. The House by the Cemetery, House of Bamboo, House of Flying Daggers, The House of the Devil, The House of On Sorority Road, Housebound. This is the I'll come with the lenticular. The glare is kind of ruined. You can see. Now you can see him. No, you don't. Yeah. This is a German release, by the way. Get in there. There we go. The Dish Book of How the West Was Won. How to Train Your Dragons 2. Yeah, I need to get the other ones as well. Howard the Duck. And here we have the UK version of Howard the Duck. The Howling. Hugo. Hulk. Up here we have The Iguana with the Tongue of Fire. The Human Condition trilogy. Human Desire. Human Planet. Humanoids from the Deep. The Hunger with David Bowie. Great, very... It might be considered a little cheesy, because of the 80s. Very typical 80s style, but I thought this was a great vampire movie. The Hunting Party. This is also an excellent western, by the way. The Hurt Locker. Hustle and Flow. The Hustler. Paul Newman. I Drink Your Blood. I Spit on Your Grave. This is the remake. I have the original on DVD. I Know What You Did Last Summer. A Korean masterpiece. I Saw the Devil. And this is the plain archive release, which is still sealed, as you can see. Still haven't opened it yet. I, Robot. Ice Cold in Alex. Itchy. Ida. Let me get this pushy wagon keychain out of the way. Images. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. Heath Ledger's final film. The The Intimidation Game. Immortals. In Bruges. In the Heat of the Night. In the Line of Fire. In the Mouth of Madness. In the Name of the Father. The Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Shrinking Man. The Incredibles. And here we have The Initiation. There we go. Independence Day, and there's another version of Independence Day. Inferno by Dario Argento. Inglourious Bastards, and this is the Canadian steelbook of Inglourious Bastards. Inherit the Wind, Inner Space, Innocent Blood, Inside Man, Inside Men, Korean movie, Inside Out, Insomnia, The International, The Interpreter, Interstellar, Interview with the Vampire, Into the Wild, Invaders from Mars. This is Tobe Hooper's remake. And here we have the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers by Don Siegel and the remake by Philip Kaufman, which I do think is slightly better than the original. Invasion USA, Chuck Norris in action. Invisible Target, Hong Kong action movie. Ip Man 1 and 2, these are the best two of the Ip Man franchise. I mean, if you ask me, they made too much of it. I believe they also made a TV series. You know, they keep milking the Ip Man legend, if you ask me. The Iron Curtain, Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Iron Monkey, Iron Sky, Ironclad, The Island, The Island of Lost Souls, The Island of Dr. Moreau. This is the 1977 version, and this is the notorious 1996 version with Marlon Brando. It, The Terror from Beyond Space. Now, this is actually the original Alien, you know, because it's about an alien inside a spaceship. So this predates Alien for, I don't know, more than 20 years, I believe. But this is one of those typical 1950s, you know, sci-fi movies. You know, you just gotta enjoy it. Here's another one. It Came from Outer Space. It follows one of the best horror movies in recent years, if you ask me. It's a Wonderful Time, which is a wonderful Christmas film. The Italian Job, J.D.'s Revenge, Jack Reacher. Yeah, I don't have part 2. Part 2 was very disappointing. The Jack Ryan Collection with The Hunt for Red October, Clear and Present Danger, Patriot Games, and The Sum of All Fears. And Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, Jane Eyre, The Jazz Singer. This is Joan of Dark, Joan of Arc. Jeepers Creepers, Jeepers Creepers 2, Jeremiah Johnson, Jodorowsky's Dune. This is, of course, about his version of Dune that was never produced. John Carter, John Wick, and here we have the, you know, Ultra HD box set of 1 and 2. Johnny the Guitar, Judge Dredd, Judgment and at Nuremberg, and the last one is Jumanji. So there we go. That is it for Shelf 7. I will be back soon with Shelf 8. So stay tuned for that. Bye for now.